going on, guys? Welcome back. Going to be doing a Minnesota Vikings and Miami Dolphins injury report before the game, which is tomorrow, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central Time, um, 10 p.m. Pacific Time. Central Time, though, is the only time zone that matters. Anyways, let's get right into it. All right, so starting off with the Vikings. Vikings wide receiver Jalen Naylor suffered a hamstring injury, but he had full practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. His game status is not available yet. Caleb Evans, rookie cornerback for the Vikings, had a concussion and had limited practice on Wednesday, but on Thursday he had full practice, as well as Friday full practice. His game status is not available yet. But Alexander Madison, Vikings running back, had a shoulder injury, had limited practice on Wednesday, had limited practice on Thursday, and limited practice on Friday, and his game status is questionable. Zadarius Smith, with a knee injury, had limited practice on Wednesday, full practice on Thursday and Friday. I think he's going to show up to the game, even though his game status is not available. DJ Wanham, Vikings defensive lineman, their edge rusher. He's already becoming a superstar at edge rusher 3, but he has an illness and he's gonna be out. He did not practice on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because he had an illness of some kind. But hopefully, knock on wood, chicken noodle soup helps him get back for the next week. And now I'm moving on to the Miami Dolphins. Offensive tackle Teron Armstead suffered a toe injury. Did not practice on any of the days. Teddy Bridgewater, their quarterback, had a concussion protocol and a pectoral injury. Did not practice on Wednesday and had limited practice on Thursday and full practice on Friday. Melvin Ingram, their old linebacker, outside linebacker, not injury related. He just needed some veteran rest. He did not practice on Wednesday, and his practice status for Thursday and Friday not available. Dolphins running back Raheem Mostert suffered a knee injury, did not practice at all on Wednesday, had limited practice on Thursday and limited practice on Friday. Dolphins tight end Durham Smythe had a hamstring injury, did not practice on Wednesday, had limited practice on Thursday, and limited practice on Friday. Elijah Campbell, Dolphins defensive back, had a foot injury, had limited practice on Wednesday, did not practice on Thursday, and had limited practice on Friday. Dolphins defensive back Clayton Fejedelem, defensive back, ankle/knee injury. Let's just call it a lower leg injury. He had a lower leg injury. Had limited practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday, and full practice on Friday. Xavier Howard, cornerback, had groins injury, limited practice on Wednesday and Thursday, but full practice on Friday. Robert Jones, their offensive guard, had a back injury with limited practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday, and full practice on Friday. Kader Kuhu, cornerback for the Miami Dolphins, had an oblique injury and had limited practice on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday as well. Emmanuel Ogba, defensive end for the Miami Dolphins, not injury related. He just had some veteran rest, had limited practice on Wednesday and did not practice on Thursday and Friday. Zach Sieler, Dolphins defensive end with a hand injury, had limited practice on Thursday and Wednesday as well as Friday. Oh no, he had full practice on Friday. My bad. Tua Tagovailoa, of course, he was put in the concussion protocol. Also had that ankle injury. He had limited practice on Wednesday, limited practice on Thursday, and full practice on Friday. But he's out. He's out. Tanner Connor, their tight end, knee injury, full practice on all the days. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver for the Dolphins, who is a pain in the Vikings, you know what. Tyreek Hill had a quad/foot injury, probably a lower leg injury, had full practice on all the days. Brandon Jones, safety for the Dolphins, chest injury, full practice for every day. Greg Little, their offensive tackle, with a hip injury, but had full practice on every day as well. Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, he had a groin injury, but also had full practice for all the days. And Eric Uzakanma, wide receiver, had an eye injury. How did that happen? Anyways, had limited practice on Thursday. His practice is not available for Wednesday, but he had full practice on Friday. How do you have an eye injury in the NFL? That's so weird. Kind of random. And kind of, yeah. But Teron Armstead, questionable. Raheem Mostert, questionable. Durham Smythe, questionable. Elijah Campbell, questionable. Um, Kader Kohu is doubtful. And Tua Tagovailoa, of course, is out. I think the Dolphins should think before they actually put him under the center ever again, because Tua, that concussion that he had was not cool. It was really scary to look at. His fingers were all distorted. I don't think that you would want to see that. But yeah, that's it. Your thoughts on our thoughts. Um, that's the Vikings and Dolphins injury report for Week 6 as the two go head to head. But until next time, stay positive out there, guys. Thank you guys so much for over 100 subscribers, by the way. Skull Vikings.